Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to
Hello.
Self-Care Sunday. It's been a long time since I've done an intro. But we have a special guest, obviously, today. My mother, once again, back on the podcast. Do we have, what is the sample?
Nope.
It is here. I just wanted to make sure what page we're on here. How do you feel?
I'm good. I'm glad to be back to the
Welcome
podcast.
back to the podcast.
Thank
Second
you.
time.
Second time.
Self-Care Sunday. It's been a year about that we've done this.
Yeah.
I think so. Right?
How many episodes have you guys done now?
Well,
We
it's a little confusing when you really get to the nitty-gritty of it. But if you go ahead.
posted episodes. We just posted our 52nd episode.
Which
But
is
we
the
have
year.
about like 5 or so episodes that are recorded that are just waiting to be posted too.
Okay.
But we're about. Should I disclose that information?
Yeah.
We're about like a couple months ahead in recording.
Okay.
So
Nice.
we have a lot of recorded episodes that we're just kind of sitting on right now.
Okay.
Editing out, getting clips for, getting things ready. Just once things are opening up now. Things are March 1st. Things are open. So
Yeah, no kidding.
just getting ready for this so we can promote better and get a better grasp of what people are trying to see.
Well, it's great. We started the Twitch show on the Sundays as well,
There you
right?
go. Sunday.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, Self-Care Sunday into Love Games.
Yeah, that's that.
Back on, Twitch.
Yeah, we were absent there for a minute, and if you guys don't know what Twitch is, make sure you download the app and check it out. Make a profile, go and support, DJs from all over.
DJ Gamegirl ENT. That's where
DJ
you can find
Gamegirl
us, all one
ENT.
word.
Yes, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every Sunday and hopefully soon. Well, yeah, Femme Fatale on Fridays too.
Not on every Friday. I'm just taking it as we can do it, and I wanted to get DJ Vicious back, so she's going to be back this Friday with me, and we're going to just have a good time and just play some music, and yeah, that's something we had started last year, but didn't get a chance to do too many of them, and she's an amazing DJ as well in the city here where I'm from. Shout out to DJ Vicious, Nat, doing her thing. I'm going to get her back out there as well and, twitching it up. And she's a great DJ. So definitely want to start promoting some female talent and DJs in the city. I also did a little bit of training with a couple DJs.
Some DJs right now.
Yes, I
Giving
am.
the secrets out. Giving away the
No,
recipes.
you know what? This is the thing. When I put it out there that I wanted to do this, and I thought about doing this for a while, I didn't think that I would get that much response, to be quite honest. And there were so many people that responded, like so many girls that have responded.
We wanted to
But
learn.
I have to be very picky and particular with whom I'm going to do it with, right? Because you have to, first of all, I have to see if you have the aptitude to do it.
Right.
So that's why, like, I, took a few of them in to see, who I would do. And the two that I ended up with is a girl, Queenie. She's really good. She likes that EDM house vibes or whatever.
vibes.
She's really into that kind of music. And then my girl Sherelle, she's does Soca Fit. I always told her for years that she should DJ because like there's a
knows the
lack
music.
of, she knows the music, she knows how to dance, this will come such second nature, so she caught on to it really quick. So those are two girls that I kind of took on right now, and like I said, I can't teach everybody my secrets.
No, man.
And,
You should.
I want to be able to build a group of core DJs that I can be like, okay, hey, why do you want to do this? Like, what are you trying to achieve? Do you want to make money? Do you want to, travel? Like, what is it? Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like these two girls will go far if they keep up with it.
Yeah.
And, like,
No, I think that's.
I'm not going to
good.
teach a hater.
No. Obviously.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Right. So, but that's the crazy thing is like people who I've known of in the city or whatever, they've seen me around. They don't follow, they don't come to the shows, but these are some of the girls that are like, hey, can you teach me how to DJ? Like,
No.
why the fuck should I teach you how to DJ? Like, where the fuck have you been? You know what I mean? So I had to be a little bit particular, but also more than anything, it's it's seeing if they have the aptitude to do it. So.
And do they? They do?
I feel like they do.
There you go.
Yeah,
I think
believe in
that's good in terms of because they have a range. Like, you can play all that kind of music, but you don't necessarily, like, that's not your forte, right? So to have people that niche in those things is good, especially if they are part of your collective or part of, you know, if that is where it goes. But
Well,
then, you know.
Exactly. I mean, you don't ever know where it goes.
exactly.
Everybody's their individual. You know, even for myself, I've never been part of a group.
Yeah.
It's always been just DJ Gamegirl. I haven't been part of like a, you know, sometimes there's DJs that are part of like a, what do they call it?
A DJ like
a
I don't
collab.
even know. I don't know.
Club or whatever.
Whatever you want to call it, whatever you guys are.
Click, you
Little
know, or
clubhouse.
I don't know,
Mickey
whatever.
Mouse Clubhouse.
But for myself, I've just been in this solo, and yeah. So if people choose
Solo,
to,
right?
there's lots
Solo
of
now.
work in it, and I would definitely love to be able to work with like-minded people and be able to get them money
Yeah.
for gigs. But versatility is so important. I mean, even if you do specialize in something in particular, I do feel that
You
you
gotta
need
play
to
everything.
still be versatile and kind of tap into everything. I think a well-rounded DJ is, definitely in demand all
Someone
the time.
that can read the room, right? It's not dependent on what they can play, what they play all the time. It's what can they play in the moment.
Right.
Like, what do you see?
You're a profiler. Like
Yeah.
we talked about this in the last time,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's
It's all
being able
about
to look
that.
around and see who are the people in the room and can you make a move.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's why we get the paid bucks.
Ding ding ding, cha-ching ching ching.
And I feel like you guys get a lot of compliments from the music you play just because of that reason. You're so versatile and you're not afraid to play out of the box, where a lot of other DJs in the city kind of just stick to the same formula that's been working and do it over and over again.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that,
I don't know what they do, and I don't get the chance to see other DJs, which is the unfortunate thing sometimes. When I do get the chance, I do try to go out, but majority of the time I don't, and especially with things opening back up, I'm already too many
we
days
get
are done.
busy and it's no
Yeah.
offense, but it's hard to go check other DJs. That's why it's great if you're on Twitch and you're doing a show or whatever, because then you can pop in,
can see
check them
someone's
out,
style.
see somebody's style, see what they're about, and that gives, a good opportunity, and that's
Of
what I
being
like.
Oh, I can hit
Yeah.
that person up if I need a cover for a gig, or maybe bigger than that, do something together, an opportunity. So a lot of
And
people
that's
aren't
it.
doing that, and
You got to be collective. You got to
Yeah.
work with a lot, you got to be able to work with people, but like I said, there's some people that I don't want to fucking work with.
Well, there are a lot of people
either.
that also disappeared throughout the last 2 years. They're not
Yeah.
doing this anymore. They're done. They had to move on to a whole new thing to survive. So there's the waters
DJ
are
things, yeah.
the waters are thin or shallow, and the sharks are lurking.
You gotta, you gotta just step up your game. That's what it is.
Yeah,
This is
that's
the
the whole
year
thing.
that bring the A game on.
Well,
you
yeah,
know?
we've been
Yeah.
in limbo for the past 2 years. So if people don't come out, and if you don't come out, especially in Edmonton, I feel like it's the biggest problem, especially now. People don't like to actually just have a good time. They come out to, it's like a popularity contest.
You
or
think so?
Or flashy, certain places depending on where you go. But
I don't go anywhere, so I'm not. I don't know. Like you,
I
tell
just
me.
don't. I just hope that it doesn't go back. That's what it was before. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times I see who can pop the most bottles, who could, spend the most money, who can wear this or look like this and whatever. And all those things are, they're part of the lifestyle. But I just want people to have that. Yeah, that's what you value, but dance. Enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? Don't just act like you want to look cool.
Well, you got to
Enjoy the
take
vibe,
things
enjoy
back
the
to
music.
1990s if you want people to dance.
I'm trying, man.
No, because honestly, the generations, it's different now. People are always on their phones, especially in, now when they go to the nightclubs. Like if you were just take a second and you look around, what is everybody doing?
Yeah.
It might as well be playing on Twitch, because that's what they're probably looking at. They're at a club listening to a DJ, and they're listening, DJ Jazzy Jeff or Scratch Bastard or, starting from scratch, whoever. on the Twitch. So I just feel like, I don't know, just have a phone check-in or something. I don't know. Be interactive with the phone. Have contests or something. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think it's just the people now. People are so... It's just here. I don't know. Everywhere else I've been in the world, but this, I don't know. I haven't been anywhere in a while, so I can't say. Hopefully things are different. I have no idea. I can't gauge it. All I know is I just hope things are different than what they were before, because before it didn't feel fun to play at certain places. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just certain places, but it just didn't feel like people were alive. You could juggle any genre, and people are just soulless.
No, I think that no, like you said, it all depends time and place. Because like, remember, we played in places that were bumping.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It all depends on how you feel, right? And how you feel, and you know, to reflect that energy out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's why it's so important as DJs to make sure that the days that we play, that your head is in the right space. Okay? You're not mentally. Yeah. You're not stressed out. You're not fighting with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mother, your father, whomever, whatever the situation is.
I play my best in those situations. I feel like.
Yeah, you know what? I used to say the same thing. Like whenever I was mad, I played
whenever
really good.
I'm mad, that's how I started DJing. I got dumped. And I went and I DJ'd. I just DJ'd. It wasn't a big deal to me, but I was obviously angry. So I just DJ'd to take my mind off of things, and I ended up venting out a lot of emotion through music that I picked. And I was like,
that's
well,
what it is,
I guess this is a language that I didn't understand until, because you did it for years, and I didn't understand. I was young. I just wanted to rap. But then I understood, this is another way of being able to express.
It's like therapy.
Yeah, it is therapy, 100%.
Yeah, you
and
know,
do
you
you
can't
feel that
afford
as
it.
well?
Definitely.
Okay, well, that's good.
If you can't afford a therapist, become a DJ.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or make music. Or write a
or
song.
Make music, be a poet, write a story.
Just, you have to express your emotion in some way, even if it is through venting it through some sort of other outlet. Because if you bottle that shit up, then you're going to get into situations a lot of the time. And a lot of the time, musicians or people that love music are the worst at, conveying their emotions in speech and in words. So they need other ways to be able to be like, oh, well, this song is how I usually feel, or this, whatever. And some people don't really understand that. I've dealt with that.
No, when you hear a song and you're going through something in your life, and the back of the hairs on your neck stand up when you hear the song, like, music is so powerful. It creates so much emotion. Do you know what I mean? And like, that is, what has kept me going, really and truly. Like, for instance, in last year, right?
COVID, yeah.
I mean, COVID, like...
Well, we had our interview mid-COVID last year. So from that to now, how do you feel from then to now? Because from that point, you were okay.
That's what everybody thought. That's what everybody thought.
Let
because
know. It's like the fucking, what is it, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever they call it on TV.
What's that?
It's like 60 minutes right now,
okay.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, being a person who DJs and, in the public eye, when was it that we had the podcast? I think it was for my birthday.
Yeah.
So things hadn't opened up yet.
No.
So I think in July.
That was early. Well, no, because that was 2021. So we are already a year in, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
But like, we were still going through all the lockdowns and stuff, right? So everything opened up in July and things went crazy. So I was completely blessed, and I had gigs after gigs after gigs after gigs constantly, like no sleep.
That was the rooftop.
Yeah, like it was just like literally crazy. And then like I had the issues that were happening with my laptop, remember last year, and it was driving me nuts because I had to crash, and then just constant issues. I lost all my crates, and when you're so busy like that, you don't understand how stressful that was for me.
Library,
people don't
crates,
understand.
Only DJs will understand that moving crates from one laptop to another, or trying to replicate your Serato, is one of the worst like experiences you ever have to go through.
Everything was
but
yellow.
You have to go through it. You have to go through it every single time. I don't understand why. I thought there was like a button that you press. There's this, I swear, in the files button, or in the files.
I don't know. I think there's something we're missing, but anyhow, the stress that it caused, right? Because it takes years to build your crates how you want them. Making your song.
Fucked.
Pardon?
I said that's why my computer is so fucked. Like the new one.
Right.
I moved my crates, but I like mashed crates together somehow. I don't even know how, and now when I look at it, I'm just lost. So when I played on Twitch, I played on my old computer, and I was good because I played 4 years on that computer.
You sometimes will have to just start all over again and just whatever, just get it all reorganized. But
that shit is hard, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Continue with what you were saying.
Continue?
I don't know. You don't remember what you were saying.
No, we're just talking about our
Music.
last year.
And last year, and how powerful music is.
Yeah.
And it took you through last year. So from then to now, how have you felt? What's the change from then to now?
I feel good. I was able to take a vacation, right? Earlier in the year. I went to Belize.
Talk about that.
And, that was pretty amazing. And I think it was something that I really needed because I know that this year is going to be busy. I've put it, into fruit. Like, I've put it out there that.
Well, you're already booked. Like, what weekends do you have up? I got one blessed weekend that I needed you. You have that booked off, right?
I do.
Okay.
Relax. I'll be there.
I need that night off. Bro.
Don't worry. I got that. No, but yes, it's going to be very, very busy.
Very busy.
And I'm trying to, get my weekdays sorted as well, and this is what I'm doing full time now. So
you have your manager in there?
I have my managers in here as well, Miss Janet Fu, so she's going to be helping me out coming in the future as well, because it's crazy. Like, there's so much going on, and there's also so much money to be made, and I just kind of want to get together with like-minded people that can see the vision, right?
So
and
that's
who believe in it as well.
You understand why I have my team that I have.
Well, I didn't have a team.
I know.
I've never had a team, to be quite honest.
Now you do have a team. So
I mean, I've had you guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I'd like to
family.
add a little bit
of course.
to, but it's really tough to find good people.
Yeah, trust me.
You know what I mean?
I've found people, I've let people go. And it's tough.
Yeah, and I'm a very emotional and sensitive person.
Emotional. Me too.
What the fuck was that? Emotional.
Clip.
What the hell was that?
I was gonna say emotional damage, but
emotional damaged. No, but I think we all are in some way, shape, or form emotionally. No, I know it is.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, COVID was crazy.
Yes.
And we were on Twitch, and I have to say that was one thing that I don't know
therapy.
how I did it. It
was therapy. I don't know how you were not.
You know how I was.
You were not in the headspace to do anything, yet you still did that, because we were flipped. In honesty, when I'm looking at it now, because in the beginning of the pandemic, I was ready, so I was working out. I was ready. I was doing music every single day. I had my friends in the house, but we were working. Everything was good. Everything. I was like motivated. I had all things in line, and you were, whoa, what is happening? The world's ending. Blah, blah. Every single day watching the news, stressed, freaking out. Yeah, I'm losing hair. You're saying this, that, the next, and then Twitch. We did Twitch, and somehow you still
a lot of
did
things
it.
happened.
I know. I'm sugarcoating it,
right?
And then we did Twitch, and it was therapy. in a way, but it was very hard.
It's what got me up. Like I'm telling you right now, thank
time.
God for this kid right here that made me literally do it. You know, because I was in such a bad headspace, and I remember like it was in December of 2020 that we first decided to do this, and I think it was like Christmas Day.
Around then, yeah, because I got my computer around Christmas. That was like my whole Christmas gift.
Right.
To myself. Like I need, and for everybody, because I knew that this was gonna do something, and it still has. Like we do this podcast on this computer, we do our Twitch on this computer. I edit things, like people take pictures and put their
photoshopping. Yeah,
you can do that, and you know what I'm saying.
Well, now I got my own computer.
We play video games. It inspired my friend to also get himself a PC of his own, and like it's you know, it was worth the investment in my eyes. As we use it more and more and more, and it starts to feed back to us, it's worth it. So like it was around Christmas that it was that time where I was like, okay, let's do this. And then literally not even 3 weeks later, we figured it all out and then did it.
Right.
It was tough. I remember setting it all up.
I didn't want to because like I was just, like I said, when you're not in a good place, right? It's like, how do you get on something where there's tons of people watching you? And Twitch is different because they come into the room and they're watching you.
You always, you looked at the minutia of that aspect of it, of people like watching you, like they're analyzing you. But
they are fucking analyzing you. What the fuck you think they're doing?
They're just watching.
They're like, oh, look at that
bitch.
bitch. Look at her.
No,
look at what she's doing. Oh, did you see her? She just picked her nose.
Well, don't pick your nose on stream.
Oh, well. Oh, well. Don't watch so hard. Don't judge so hard. Okay? We're all humans over here.
Well, the thing is, with Twitch, it is nerve-wracking to a point, but you're by yourself, which is the thing for me that's a little bit more. I'll forget that I'm streaming, not in a bad way. You know what my
bad is? I keep looking at the numbers.
Yeah, that's your problem.
Oh, yeah.
I don't try to worry about that kind of shit. And it took me a long
it's
time.
Hard not to,
and I've had enough avenues of things in my life that are like based upon numbers that I've looked at and worried about time after time, that I've done it enough that I'm like, I don't and know how it'll affect me, so I shouldn't do it. So for me, it's just having to teach yourself, you know what I'm saying, the discipline of being like, okay, that doesn't matter, because if you continue to do it enough and enough, and this happened with our podcast before we took a little break, which we did need, we were going up every podcast, everything we were doing, every guest we added rose our numbers, and it was like something to watch. But when you post something when it was just us and the numbers aren't as good, then you're worrying. You're like, okay, yeah, they're not watching for us, they're watching for other people, and then you're worried, and then you read the comments, people hating on me, people whatever. You start worrying about all this shit, then what do you like? Then you're stuck in this world. You have to take a step out of it.
But you put yourself out there, you know, and that's the thing as us as DJs, artists, creatives, whatever. You put your work, your art out there. Be prepared for it to be judged, scrutinized, critiqued. If this business doesn't give you thick skin.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
If you are a thin-skinned person, okay, if you're coming into this business, and especially if you're like a female DJ.
Oh, yeah.
Because let me tell you.
People are rude.
Yo, like, if I could explain to you, you know what I mean, how much you're going to be criticized over someone else, how much people are going to jeer you and, you know, think you are just a novelty act. You are just a pretty face in front of a Dex, and you probably have no talent. They think exactly that way when they first see you. I mean, I feel like...
But by the end
I'm making your jaw drop. You're going to come and apologize to me.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because I hate that, you know, that's out there. You know, oh, it's a female DJ, she probably sucks. You know, that there is that out there. So you have to work 10 times harder. You know what I mean? It's super important that, you know, you got to get out there, do your content. And at first I used to feel like I didn't feel like I had enough self-confidence for myself. I was very shy. I had stage fright, I told you, you know, before. But this year, I feel different. Finally, for like the first year, I'll tell you, I've been doing this almost 18 years, and I finally say, I'm fucking good. You know, I have a lot of accolades.
Finally. You finally say it. You should have moved out of this bumfuck city a long time ago.
You know what? And I don't care. You don't need to.
I know you
got
don't need
Twitch.
to. We have the Twitch now.
You know what I'm saying? This is where
We
you
have
grew
the
up,
Twitch
and
now.
you know what?
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I've hated this place and I've loved this place. No. You gotta understand the dynamic, and you feel the same way. Everybody feels this way about Edmonton. You hate this place and you love this place. You love this place in the summer and you hate this place in the wintertime. That's how I feel.
Seasonal.
It's seasonal.
It's seasonal
a
depression.
Seasonal place.
Yeah.
If I could live anywhere else in the world with a shoreline and no snow from what, September till
That's
April,
the plan. Don't worry,
that'd
honey.
be fine.
I'm working on it.
Then that's fine. Then I
I'm
come back
working
here.
on
But
it.
at that point, I'm sure that the shoreline place is nicer in the summer, so I'll probably stick over there. Either way.
No, when
Either
mom gets
way.
a place out of here, I'm sure
Well,
you'll be there.
I would love for you to do what you would love to do, but I want to do my
Yes,
things as
yes.
well. You know what I'm saying? So you have a place to come to outside of your island hut that you have going
Right.
on somewhere.
No, and that'll happen. You know, just got to be more consistent and
Hey,
just
man, it's
bust your
coming.
butt. That's it.
It's coming. It's
Right?
coming.
Just bust your butt.
It's coming. We've been through some things the last few weeks here, but we're coming back stronger than ever.
That's
Music,
right.
podcasts, movies, short
Movies.
films, skits, all types of things. are
God damn
going on,
movies.
so.
That's right. And speaking of that, I'm actually working on a project as well.
Are you gonna disclose this information already? You can give
Well,
tidbits.
I'm just gonna
You
give a little
tidbits.
tidbit of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's still in the works, and it's probably gonna take a few
Have
years.
you done it in a minute?
Pardon?
Have you?
I
been-
haven't, because I came to a block and a
You
hard
can
little
always-
spot.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So it's just like I'm gonna wait and continue. But I've actually gotten quite a bit done.
Yeah.
But no, it is a project that's gonna take years to sort through and get done. But I am excited for it, but a little nervous about it. And we'll see where it goes, if it even goes anywhere. But
I'm sure it will go somewhere.
I'm sure
especially-
you're in it,
well-
and you're in it, and you're in it, and you're in it, and you're in it,
Well,
and you're in it.
I like the concept of I like the concept of it. I'm not going to disclose that, but I love the concept because it's a very interesting concept. Obviously, there's many events that have happened, and people need to know that story. But I also, and I want your opinion on this. I'm going to say it on the podcast here. I think I've said it already, but I wanted to write a show myself. A show. We'll see if it goes anywhere. My friends write shows as well. We all write movie scripts and shows because they're all actors and fucking people that are doing great things. But an idea for a show is, have you ever seen Entourage? Or
No.
have you heard of Entourage?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's a show about this guy, and he becomes a movie star, and he goes out to LA, and it's the story of him coming up as an
Okay.
actor, right? And you see all the behind the scenes and his friends and all this stupid bullshit. And I loved that concept, and I love the show. But also, I'm a DJ, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I wanted to write a show about 4 guys that came up as DJs and made it from because that perspective is never really talked about.
No.
It's such a we as DJs worldwide, there's maybe 5,000. You know what I mean? A handful, 10,000 of good DJs
Yeah.
that are actually a name. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
In their place.
Right.
So like it's such a niche thing to talk about that perspective of what we see. We're lifeguards of the nightclub. We get to, you know what I'm saying? We get to see the sea of people, and we get to see every single situation that happens.
Right.
We control every single moment in ways, you know what I mean? And that perspective isn't told enough. So 4 guys that come up and they have this hilarious journey to being from in the basement and doing basement parties for
Mm-hmm.
losers to mansion parties for
Don't
celebrities.
call losers.
Well, not losers, but that's the concept of like they're not losers, but you know what I'm saying. The show for the show. I'm talking about the show. Give me my show. A bunch of like, you know what I'm saying. High school, you're doing like the jocks fucking basement bachelor or end of the year party to like the richest person that you know party.
Mm-hmm.
And
no,
that
I
journey.
think that'd be good. I think people would like to see that for sure.
Okay.
You know, as long as you pick some interesting
Well,
people
yeah,
that have
there's
some
interesting
diverse
characters.
stories and not everybody's is
It's
like
not just
the
about
same.
DJing, it's about life. You know what I'm saying? There's
like, yeah, your
relationships,
reality.
there's
You said they
drama.
were roommates, right?
Yeah, they're all roommates.
Like, even in
Right.
real life, I noticed like a cool thing about DJs. You'll leave your gig after, and you'll be like, "Oh, we're meeting up here," and you'll meet up with this group of people. You're like,
Yeah.
Right.
you'll see somebody outside of this club. And be like,
DJ,
"Oh, hey,
yeah, we
how's
have
it
a
going?"
like
It's
after the
whole
club,
network.
especially in the summertime when it's warm and
Uh-huh.
people are just frolicking out in the streets drunk
Frolicking.
and
Frolicking.
and running around.
Uh-huh.
You usually, like, if you know a few DJs like you do it, you'll meet up with this person and that person. Everybody's done their gig at the same time. We all work the same hours.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
take
like
my ass home. Like,
well, no, not
I'm
every
so
time.
boring.
You
Like,
know,
I
you
am
know
so
not-
boring. I
okay.
might go somewhere and grab like some food.
Yes, that's what I'm talking
And-
about. And you run into one person,
Sometimes I talk to homeless people.
and that's what I'm talking about.
You know,
It's those
I'll buy them
situations.
some food or chill with them for a minute, and then I go home. I know, it's just
Yeah,
my
DJing
life after
is-
DJing is pretty boring.
Me
How
too.
often do you get noticed?
Me too.
For
Yeah.
being a DJ.
For being a DJ, how often do I
Just
get
out in
noticed?
public.
You know, surprisingly a lot. I
Yeah,
never.
because you're fucking famous.
I am
mother.
not famous.
In this city. Yes.
And oh my goodness. Okay, Edmonton. People know me. Some people know me, but
People
not,
know you
I'm
in
not
Toronto.
saying-
People know you in Vancouver. People know you in Calgary. People know you in the States. People know you in Belize. People know you in Turks and Caicos. People know you in London. People know you in Fiji, Australia.
Oh,
all over the world,
wow.
people are listening
God
to you.
damn, people are listening to me all over.
We've seen your Potomatic scale. We know.
Yeah, no, that's
You're
crazy.
worldwide.
I mean, for myself, I guess in the last couple years, I'm masked. You know what I mean? I'm so people.
Yeah.
I really don't feel. You know
It's just
that eye look thing. Like you see someone you know, but then you quickly wonder if they know it's you under the mask. And then I'm like, oh no, it says DJ Gamegirl on my mask. Oh my god! So I'm in
That's
the
why
mall.
I stopped wearing the DJ January 1 when I'm out in public.
Right? I stopped. I'm like, no, I can't wear this
It was
anymore.
a great gesture. I have it. And I love it. And I will still wear it when I need to. But I can't wear it in certain situations because I've had people be like, oh, hey, where I
It's
could have
so
literally
dumb,
played
like,
it off.
Why did I get that? Like, why the hell would I want to wear this when I'm like, for me, I like wearing the mask in the sense of like nobody knows who I am. But obviously, I can't wear a DJ Gamegirl mask. But I'll tell you a story. I was in West Edmonton Mall, right? And I was meeting up with a friend of mine to go grab my computer. And a guy comes up and he's like, oh, yo, DJ Gamegirl. And I'm like, no, I'm her sister, right? Because I had like, you know, it's winter time. I'm all bundled up, got my hat, got my jacket on. He's like, oh, yo, your sister, man. I went to this party one time. So he continues telling me the story about how he met DJ Gamegirl and he thinks she's wicked. And, you know, make sure you tell your sister, man. Like, where's your sister playing? And he's going on and on. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just trying to say as little as I possibly can. He's like, well, you know what? Tell your sister I said, what's up? And, you know,
That's fucking hilarious.
he walks away and then my friend's like, why did you do that? And I'm like, because I could, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
You
I'm
know,
just
that's
like,
hilarious. That's when you know you're a little famous.
that's not famous, Jesus.
No, that's a little. That's at least a little bit.
It always
like-
just tends
well,
to happen in West Edmonton Mall for some reason.
It always would happen in West Edmonton. I remember going there as a kid. There were two things, and we think we talked about this last time. You always had an issue leaving, but every time we were in
Road
there,
rage all the time.
every time we were in there, someone would stop you and be like, oh, then you talk for about 5 minutes. It wouldn't be long, but you know, you talk and then go on. But you'd always get stopped at least 2 or 3 times in West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah. Now it's the clerks that know me, like the cashiers in the store,
What?
which is weird. So I'll be buying something. They'll be like, are you DJ Gamegirl?
What?
I'm like,
That's weird. I have the only thing that I had was when I came back from Vancouver, which was weird. I was at the gas station here, and I was filling up my gas, and this guy was like, "Hey, you DJ January?" And I'm like, "No."
Do you have, you know what? It's crazy, but you have doppelgangers.
I hate it.
And I've seen them myself.
I hate when
and
people
they
tell
live
me
around
that.
here.
Because
like
when people tell me that, because I used to think I was original. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
Now I don't know. Now I don't know. Now I know that people look like me, man. I used to think nobody looked like me ever. I was
That's
like,
what everybody
I am number
thinks.
one.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a doppelganger.
Well, I'm Jaylin January. I looked on Facebook. There were no other Jaylin Januaries. I tried to find on Instagram. There are no other Jaylin January. I'm the only one in the whole world.
Holy shit.
I guarantee you in the whole world.
I bet you there may be another Jaylin January.
One, but he changed his name. I'm the only original Jaylin January from birth, born in August.
Yes, born in August. Oh, you kill me, kid. You kill me.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back for another segment.
Oh, I don't know what I pressed.
It doesn't matter. That was killed. They killed me.
Yeah,
that was
worked.
wasted. That worked. That worked perfectly.
Part one.
All right, we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
Yeah, so we were talking about something. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't matter. So we have DJ Gamegirl here.
Hi.
You can bring that a lot closer to you. Yep, that's perfect.
Hey.
Yep.
We ended, I think, on getting noticed.
Yes, you had a few questions that you were talking about by the fridge that worked out very well that I was agreeing with that I don't remember right now.
Yeah.
So go ahead, ask my mother those questions.
I wanted to know how promotion has changed in the year. Because obviously, like, now it seems a lot easier and there's, like, less of a need to have, like, a whole, like, crew of people, like, promoting your stuff. And
I think that's false. I think people think
Boom,
that.
you got shot down, bro.
oh, that's
But-
good. That's what I want to know.
That's perfect.
I feel like, the more people that you have helping to promote is still a good thing.
Yes.
I still believe, like, in flyers and stuff. Like, I feel like you got to use as many outlets as you possibly can if you're throwing an event, a party, anything, you know? Yes, you have social media, but come on, it takes more than making one post or a TikTok post or sharing something on Snapchat or Facebook. Like, you know what I mean? There's something has to be said about actually going out and talking to people and giving somebody like a flyer and saying, like, it's a lot more authentic, and especially since now people don't do it. I think.
Yeah, it's
Do
like a
I don't know.
novelty,
Do
and it's
people
like
appreciate that stuff
I
still?
don't know.
Like,
for me, if
I don't know.
it's got to be cool.
I think it. I like it.
If you give me some whack ass flyer with some dumb ass fucking like thing you made in Photoshop in like 2 minutes with like the thing, like, you know what I'm saying, then I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like, man, I gotta carry this around all day. You gotta give it to me at the right time too. Don't give it to me in the middle of the party. Give it to me at the end of the night. Go stand by the door while everybody's leaving and hand them out to people if you want face-to-face interactions. Or go flyer the cars like how you guys used to do back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You like that. Can you talk about that? Because I guarantee people don't know about how that used to go. Because that shit was crazy,
man.
I remember being in the car one time.
We would get at least, so we would wait until like they would do these runs where you get 5,000 flyers.
Really?
And we would order 5,000 flyers. And literally, so every night it's like, what are the spots that we're going to hit? We're going to hit, you know what I mean? Depending on what night, what was going on, you go and you literally just out of the car. You got a team of people, boom, 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 hit all the parking lots, right? Every car you can. And then some parking lots we'd go into get chased, right? By the security. So you got to like run or
run and jump.
Man, like that was it. And we talked about that, I believe, like last time too. I think we touched on it about, how we used to flyer the cars and stuff. But I mean, I still see it. I think I did see it.
I see it, but it's usually
strip clubs.
It's either strip clubs or it's the psychics.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
psychics! No, the psychics be on that. Like the
Psychics,
pundits.
yeah.
It's like Pandit Shwarma.
Exactly, yeah. And I throw that shit.
He will come and tell
straight
you
to
your
the sky.
astrology.
I'm glad Nana
He will
didn't do
see
that
if
kinda
you will
shit,
be
man.
in love or you will die. He will
No.
tell you.
No.
Well, I don't know.
No.
I think that shit's fake because a real pundit is not going to promote like that. I don't feel so.
No. Do you need a lighter?
Yes, you do. There you go.
We also have some other questions for you.
Sure, ask away.
There's one more about.
I like questions.
From Dylan. About.
I know last time we lightly touched on it, but I want to know about some of the other famous people that you've met over your career. And,
Famous people that I've met.
I think you said Dr. Dre last time.
Yes, I
Yes.
brought that up because
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
the picture that hangs in your room.
Yeah, I met Dr. Dre. I got to smoke with him very briefly, and he's a completely down-to-earth guy. I met him in the Up and Smoke tour in Vancouver. That's where I met him, and he was staying at the same hotel at the Weston Bay Shore. And I ended up just running into him with some girlfriends that we were with. And yeah, he completely down to earth. Just, we didn't chit chat too much about obviously music or anything like that, but got to smoke and chill for a second. And then that was pretty much it.
Yeah,
But, I didn't want to ask for a picture because I hate to be that person, but come
done
on,
that
when
too,
is it
so-
that you meet Dr. Dre?
It's not often.
Yeah.
That guy's a billionaire, so
You don't
it's
get to
kinda-
meet Dr. Dre, and
You also
when I
had
met
a-
him, he had black hair, like his.
You also had the Drake drop that you lost. Which
Yes.
Sucks, which sucks, but you had it, so
Yeah,
I'll give
my-
you credit for having it.
Well, I mean, I never did hear it, but
You never heard
back
it?
in the day, no, I never heard it, but back in the day, my mentor had told me, he's going back to Toronto or whatever. I'm like, yeah, get me some drops. I'd love some Cardis and whatever. And the Drake drop, he's like, yeah, we got this kid from Degrassi. I was like, some kid from Degrassi? God damn, can't do nothing right. Shit. The fuck, I don't want that shit. And then,
Biggest artist in the entire millennia.
yeah, so never, yeah, well, shit happens.
That is the crazy part, that it got lost.
But
Or that he
lost or
turned
probably
into a fucking-
deleted. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
know how
it happens.
files are.
I have movies I made that I deleted that I've lost.
Well,
It
everything
happens.
is space, right? So sometimes you're just like, I don't want this. It's taking up
exactly. It's
space.
space. Everything
So-
is space. I hate that.
Everything
Space.
is space. It's
Yeah.
outer
But that's okay.
space.
Well, who else have you met that you really like? That
Obviously-
who have you met? Don't just say who you met. Who have you met that has left an actual impact on you?
On an impact on me, celebrity wise.
Yeah, or important to you, celebrity wise, or someone like a mentor or someone who's done something for you. Anything. Celebrity wise.
Well, celebrity wise, I mean, I've met some amazing celebrities, and I've met some celebrities where I'm like, I wish I never met them, because now
Which
it's
one
like
were
I don't want
those?
to even really play their music. You know what I mean? Because they're
Which
just
one
like,
were those?
do I really want to say them?
Yeah, who cares? What, you're gonna get, if you don't want to play their music, why would you take the opportunity?
But
to work
but
with
the
them?
thing is, I still play their music. You know what I mean? So I don't want to put
Well,
them out on blast
you
out
play
there
their
like
music
that.
because you can't not play their music, or is it you play their music because you still enjoy their music?
No, I still enjoy their music. You
Well,
know
then
what I
there's
mean?
not
But
a
I just
problem. You might just have
but
an
this is
issue
the
with-
thing. This is the thing, though. Nowadays, right?
Let's group
it's
them
not,
all into. Let's group them all into one person. That's it. Just talk about that. It doesn't have to have a name. It's just whatever you're gonna say. That's just addressing these artists that are. You
Okay.
don't have to say a name.
So.
Just continue with what you're gonna say.
Oh,
About them.
okay. No. Okay. Well, I'll say it. So I met the game,
Oh, okay.
right? And I just thought okay, that's not where DJ Game came from, first of all. And the funny thing is, the game kind of came out around the same time that DJ Gamegirl came out. DJ
Yeah.
Game
Oh,
came
yeah.
out. He came out, I think,
What
I
was
don't know
that?
if it was 2003 or
Yeah.
2004, somewhere around that. So it was shortly after that he was here, and I got to meet him here. He was doing a performance.
I'll never forget that you told me about this. But continue.
And I just was like, he's so dumb. He was just not really, I don't know, maybe he was just high. Maybe he was, I don't, not dumb, but he just doesn't seem like just an interesting
individual
person, right?
I
Like,
don't think you'll ever have to worry about the game.
I don't really give a shit, you know, to be quite honest, right? I mean, yeah, okay, I'm DJ Game or whatever, but like that had nothing to do with the game, because at the time people were like, oh, that's why you it was an acronym for Girls About Making Ends.
If you watch Twitch show, you'll see that.
That's what it is. That's the acronym. It's a female movement. That's what it was meant to be, but I just didn't realize I'd get so much hate from the girls. You know what I mean? Like,
what is it about that? Why do you think that is? Let's move from the topic of the celebrities. Yeah. Why do you think that you don't get the support that you necessarily should from the female community in, you know, the nightlife industry? Because it is something that I know has been something we have had private discussions about for years.
Right.
So what do you think
the
main reason
of this is? I don't know what it is. I feel like women, and not all women, because I'm not trying to put them all, but I would say majority. Do you know what I mean? Which is a sad thing, because, you know, as a female myself, when I see another woman who has talent, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, you want to figure out what they're about.
I'm just like, wow, she's so amazing as a singer, as a person who plays a piano, as a violinist, as a whatever.
I understand that.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I
like,
understand.
I almost feel kind of groupie-ish in a sense. Do
That's
you know
how
what
I feel.
mean?
Like I had I'll even say like Top Boy for me is like, he's so talented as an individual. For me, it's like, wow, I'm not gonna be jealous of this person.
No,
I'm going to appreciate their talent and gonna be like, yo, you need to do more or try to help them or whatever the fucking case could be.
When I see that stuff, I'm drawn to those kind of women. Okay, like, I want to do things with those kind of women.
Right.
And, you know, as I speak to these other creative women who are in these fields, they get the same kind of hate.
Yeah.
They feel the same type of way. You know, and I'm like, I don't understand why.
I'm not gonna chalk it up. It's not gender specific. Because for me, it was the same thing, especially coming up through school. A lot of people hated me because I did something. I made music, I acted, I did this, I did that, whatever the fucking case would be. They didn't like me because of certain things that maybe they would attribute to, you know, jealousy, if you were to boil it down.
Right.
So it's something like that. I feel like there's people that don't necessarily have something or can't contribute to or can't have, you know what I'm saying, a voice in or a part in. And they feel like they're left out, or they feel like you're taking from them, and then they feel like some point to attack you.
Get out of that shit,
because it
seriously.
doesn't exist.
When you see, I don't care, male, female, anyone with talent, show some appreciation, especially if they're like someone from your city. God damn it. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes there's
especially
things that are
a place
rare.
like this.
You know, and like, there's girls that I have seen for fucking years. You know, that I'll see them at a party and they'll just be like. Like, fuck off, bitch. Like, I swear I'll say that now. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You don't have to like me, but just be respectful. You know, I'm still doing what I'm doing. Y'all probably thought I was going to flop and fall on my face after year 1 or year 5 or year 10 or year 15. But guess what? I'm still here and I'm still doing it. You know what I mean? This is what I do. I don't do it. I never did it for popularity. I talked about this a million times. If I could do it with a sheet in front of my face,
that's the
and
thing. That was
the
original idea.
Yeah. DJ Anonymous.
We talked about that. Go watch the first podcast. We're not going to talk about it now. Watch the first podcast. Give that some more views, and then
watch the first podcast.
Let's get that bumped up again as well. That's the most viewed podcast
Bump up
we have.
Those views, right? But the thing is bumping up again. Well, we're talking about popularity. Bump up those views, right? But the thing
it's different.
No, but it is different now.
It is different. Yeah, it is different.
Because, you know, you need to have that social media presence. Being somebody, like, you can't be a DJ, an artist, and someone's like, oh, what's your social media? Oh, sorry, I don't have Instagram.
Just hit 1,000. Thank you very much. Over 1,000. Thank you.
Hit 1,000?
Yeah, I finally. Fuck, took me years.
Woo! On Instagram?
Yeah.
Party time. Party time. Excellent. Cheers.
I hit the cup by accident, but it's okay. It works. But yes, you know, tumultuous journey. We're here. But yes, you have to have a social media presence now. We're gonna be on TikTok. I want to do the TikTok lives when we do our Sunday.
We're trying to get to. I'm trying to get to 1K right now. So once you can get to 1K, I can go live on there.
We can both go live,
Thanks.
and then we can have your angle and my angle, and you got to give me the login for TikTok.
Yeah.
So I have it on my phone now, so
Yeah.
I can get it in, and then I'll go live,
TikTok,
and then all the things will.
TikTok.
It's crazy that you see that Edmonton kid, or that kid, but that guy from Edmonton who
Who's
does
doing
that
the
weird
dances.
dance,
Yeah.
and he's like TikTok famous now.
Oh, I'm gonna be so angry about this.
Yeah, you gotta fix it. I fix it every single time. You gotta fix it. Did you know that this was made by who?
My girlfriend Rochelle.
Wait, what? I thought you made this.
No. My girlfriend Rochelle made this.
Oh.
But I pretty much taught her how to crochet though, so
Well, then you made it. Shit.
so I'm proud of her. I'm my proud student.
I told people you made this.
No, she made it. She made it for me. She made this, but I've made many.
I've lied many times to many
I
people.
do crochet. It's not a
The hat
lie.
is made by you. No?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice, yeah.
The
I
hat
made
is
this
made by
hat.
DJ Game. Can we get the Etsy page going, or what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to my manager and see what she says about it,
We can talk to her right now. They can hear.
and we'll see. We'll get that Etsy or even the marketing merchandise.
How about we don't do the Etsy? We just go straight to DJ Gamegirl merch.
the merch? So you know
we just
what?
have to
If you want,
embroider a little logo, like literally. You ever see my toque?
Mm-hmm.
And it has a little Vans
Yeah.
thing right
Yeah.
here. That's it. It doesn't have to be big.
I just gotta brand them all.
You just gotta have a little thing.
and
then
the
it's-
toques are 45.
No, once the logo goes on, it goes up $20.
Oh shit! Once a logo goes on, it's up to 65.
That's handmade.
Handmade by DJ Gamegirl. That's me.
Have you ever looked up what the price of handmade clothing is?
Expensive.
Yes. So why are you trying to charge $45?
I made a dress one time for this girl, and she paid me $350 for it. A crochet dress.
dress.
Whoa.
Wait, when did you do that?
This was years ago, like at least
That's
a
like
decade
a
of.
$1,000 job. No.
No, I mean yes, but come on, I'm not gonna charge my friend $1,000.
Oh, it's your friend, that's different.
Yeah,
That's
well, not friend, but acquaintance or whatever you want to call her.
Well.
Somebody I
acquaintance.
knew that wanted a dress.
That's okay. That's not bad.
So yeah, I mean, I do crochet. It's very therapeutic.
Mhm.
Therapeutic.
Oh, therapeutic.
Therapeutic. It's very therapeutic
Oh.
to do, and you know what? I like to be able to do something while I'm like sitting there.
Yeah.
If I'm watching a movie or I'm watching a show, I hate wasting time.
Yeah, definitely.
So if I can make it happen.
Therapy is good. Therapeutic. We got music. We got crocheting. You have other things you do for therapy, right? What else is that?
I like to work out.
You like to work out, and
Yeah.
you like to what else? Do you like to take pictures, maybe?
Oh yes. So I started my photography during COVID when I was depressed. I got a camera for Christmas. And yeah, I've been able to accomplish quite a few things.
You're in a magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
You're
is
a
the
nut.
magazine? It's
Ah,
upstairs.
it's upstairs. You're in an
Yeah.
art gallery. We have to go
Oh.
and see. We have to go and
What?
see. We were supposed
Yeah.
to go and
Art
see.
gallery?
We were supposed to go and see with a certain someone, but we're gonna go and see this week
Yes.
now because we both have nothing to do tomorrow, so we may as well go in the daytime.
What about on Thursday? We can go
What are you doing tomorrow? You have the Twitch stream at what time?
in the evening.
Yeah, so what are you doing
In
when
the day,
art
I'm going to be
gallery's-
busy in the
Oh,
day
okay.
tomorrow, but
Well,
Thursday we
Thursday,
can go.
maybe we can go and see the art.
Yeah,
installation.
so the magazine subscription I did with a friend of mine who came up with an idea. We went and shot it on like a beautiful evening. I think it was in May sometime
Is
last
that
year.
over on White Ave?
No,
Or
that was just over here by 17th Street
Oh,
Train
the
Yard
oh,
or
yes,
train
yes,
or
yes, yes.
17th. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it
yeah.
was.
Or 34th, 17th.
One of
either
those,
Yeah,
right? And it had
We've
like the
been around.
perfect, like the sun was setting and it was just perfect.
Mm.
The pictures turned out amazing, but I wasn't sure if I was ready to be like, in a magazine
This was what, your third month, maybe?
Hmm.
Fourth month
of
shooting pictures?
I've been doing it for longer than that.
What was it? How long was it?
Yeah.
Oh, for back then.
Yeah.
Yes, it was just about 4 or 5 months I
Yeah,
had
right.
been doing
It
it.
wasn't that
So
long.
I didn't know, like,
You were unsure. I remember you were even saying, you're like, I don't think it's gonna do this. I don't think it. Post it. Do it.
well,
Submit it.
I submitted it and they accepted it, and
And
I
where are
believe
you
there
at?
was like at least 10 pictures that they published in the magazine, and it was a French magazine
In Betty.
called Malvi
Malvi?
magazine. Yeah,
In Betty.
Cool.
yeah.
Published in Paris magazine. Internationally published. Not even just
Yes.
locally published, which is easy. Okay,
Yeah.
any locally published motherfucker out there, yeah, easy.
Man,
But
is it?
internationally published from Paris,
That was great.
that's
yeah.
pretty crazy.
Sweet.
That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. And it was a black magazine, so it was Black History Month. Or was
Right.
Black History
Oh,
Month.
nice.
So, yeah, that's, and I'm not now, but.
Black History Month. That's oh no,
Awesome.
we just finished. Technically,
We
this
just
is
finished.
It.
This is it. It's,
Yeah.
Well, it should be 2 months.
It should be all year.
It should be all year.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
should be all year.
Should be year round. But
And then the one at the Edmonton Art Gallery was an Afro punk theme. So again, 2 girlfriends of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and came up with the concept and the outfits, and we shot some pictures. And they have a display
like a
called The
collage?
Wall.
Is it like a collage?
It's a collage. So I took a bunch of pictures, and then I was leaving for Belize, so the girls kind of mounted
Collaged
it
it.
on a I think it's a 20 by 20 canvas.
Yeah, I believe all of them are the same size.
They're all in the same size, and they collaged
like
it, and it's up on the wall for, I think it's till the end of April, I believe.
You gotta go see
So
it, yeah.
definitely haven't gone and checked it out.
We
but
will go see it tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll go check out that. So that's been exciting, and like I said, when you're down and you're not feeling your best, you have to kind of like push yourself to try to maybe do things. And I'm surprised that I was able to do that as well, because of like,
Yeah, everything going on.
everything that
yeah.
was going on. And I mean, the other thing that was also happening with me at the time was my teeth, remember?
Yeah.
So I've had to have some surgery done in my mouth. I had to have a bone graft done, which a lot of people might not know about. And I had 4 teeth removed, and they had to add some artificial bone to the top of my gum. And then I had to have 4 implants put in. And it was a very, very, very painful
Emotionally,
procedure.
physically,
Financially.
mentally, financially, everything.
And this was like something that I had started just before COVID.
Well, they fucked it up too.
Yes. I mean, not that they fucked it
No,
up.
no,
It
no,
was
not
what
their
it was
fault,
just
but
one of those things that like
You had to
you
keep
don't
going
know
back
what's
and-
going on with your mouth. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Things are moving, and I'm not blaming, love you, my dentists.
No,
out
yes,
there.
no problems. But I'm just saying you
Just
had
in
to.
case you're watching
there
the
were-
podcast.
I'm just saying there were times. I'm just saying there were
But
times.
he does know. He knows.
And he knows that
Yes.
you had to go back and you had to get them removed when you didn't need to necessarily get them removed and re-put in. And
when I
hurt
mean
and-
that, like, I actually one
like,
time
literally.
left there, and I had like
Tears.
a breakdown. Like, I literally had like a mental meltdown, I guess you could call it. Just because of like it was a painful
Anguish.
procedure. The money, like, going through obviously not being working for all those months. Yeah.
year, not months, year.
Yo, it was stressful. It was very stressful.
Having
So
to eat certain foods. And then,
Literally through a straw.
yeah.
right,
Wow.
and whew, a lot of Advils.
A lot of Advil.
A lot of Advils, a lot of Tylenols mixing together. So that in itself, it was in a lot of like physical pain in my mouth, which also caused headaches, which caused a little bit of earaches every now and again, because all of that stuff is connected. And remember, like at first, when they first started doing it and they would freeze me, I was actually getting sick, like flu sick.
Right.
So I was
every
I
time, yeah.
and this is another thing, is as I'm getting older, I'm catching a lot of allergic reactions to things. So certain things are not working with me like how they used to back in the day,
Right.
with the freezing being one of them,
Yeah.
my eyelashes being another one.
Right, I
When
remember
I was
that.
in Belize, I got bit
Mosquito
by
bites.
mosquitoes that were causing huge like welts on my body, to the point of like it just looked like I had a bump on the side of my skin. You know what I mean? Like a deformity.
Oh my
And it was crazy because like as you
Never.
get older, you might not have had allergies for certain things, but I find as As I'm aging.
Well, do you believe I have orange juice allergy?
Yes, I believe you.
Okay, thank you.
He's allergic to orange juice. I didn't really believe that because I'm like, how?
But now, going through the world and being you now, getting, messed up by the world, you believe me.
Things change, and who
Thank you.
knows? We got poked and prodded, right? So,
I've got...
goddamn, I don't know.
Did you get it in the same arm?
Yeah.
I got it in both arms.
Oh, fuck. I don't think that makes any kind of difference.
I don't know if it does, but I feel like it does. There was a problem out there in the world recently, especially there's obviously a war. We're not going to talk about that right now, but
yeah, fuck.
we'll talk about that tomorrow or whenever.
Peace and
the fuck
love
Malcolm
going out
comes,
to everybody
we'll
in
talk about that.
Ukraine, though.
Yes, definitely. Hopefully things get resolved in a non-nuclear manner.
Well, if this is the last podcast, if this is the last podcast that you see,
if this
Hope
is
it's
the
a
last
good one.
podcast, then we gotta talk about the spicy shit.
the spicy shit. Let's talk
You know,
spicy.
I've seen a lot of shit, and I've seen some things that have disturbed me also in the last few weeks on my Instagram from a few people that have worked with a certain photographer that I've seen, that I know that is a pedophile. I've heard the word. I've heard the phrase tossed around out there, and I've seen people that I know to be good people or women, good women that don't deserve to necessarily be around such a human being.
Oh shit! I know where this is going.
Being, involved in certain things that might not be for the best interest. And I've experienced enough interactions with such a person to know that they are not the best person to be interacting with. But I just want to reiterate that there are a lot of photographers here because you do photography. You are female, so, it's a lot more of a comfortable environment for a female to work with you in such things as boudoir or in a manner of more of an intimate setting than when working with some sort of creepy ass male that does take pictures, which I know a lot of these dudes do become photographers just to get into that sphere of being able to be with women that are not, what I'm saying, more in an intimate setting of undressing and using the lens that they have as a a barrier to be like, I am.
It's there's a perversion about that. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of great photographers out there, and a lot of great male photographers that I've had
that do the same stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
like I've had like the
Professional.
privilege of like there was an old school photographer, Con Boland. You can Google
Shout out.
this guy. He photographed me. I've had some pictures, and it was an intimate session as well, but very professional. He had a studio in his home. I've had I've worked with so many because I'm a creative person, right? So
You have
always
to.
need to
That is
have
You
content.
have to. And that is something that nowadays is to the point of a household thing where anybody and everybody feels the need to go to a photographer to get some sort of content, quote unquote.
Right.
And it is something that a lot of people are now taking advantage of.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Because it's so easy to find people, right? You can, I know for a fact, the photographer, first of all, that you're speaking of, I'm not sure if we're going to mention who it is. Maybe we will at some point here. But everybody's gotten a message from this guy. Right. Every girl in the city, every girl in probably Alberta has gotten a message. And the thing is, wait, hold on. Yeah. I didn't know this until after the fact. Okay, after the fact. And we'll go into this, because Jay knows that this is a heated discussion for me. We'll try to keep it whatever.
As unheated as we can. But if we get heated, it's the end of the podcast. There's been wine drank and Arizona's drank. I might say some things out of pocket.
Well, that's what this is for, right? Freedom of speech.
That's what this podcast is for.
Right.
I like to get wild and flagrant.
But you were
going to
say something.
I don't remember. So continue with what you're
I don't remember where I ended up either.
Let me use the washroom real quick.
Okay, so
you can. I'm sure you.
We're
gonna
have a break.
So you no.
Oh.
We're good.
You have a question?
You're talking about him messaging her. He was. Saying
Okay, right. No, so basically, I got a message in my Instagram, and I've gotten them from different photographers in the time, but this particular photographer, that's kind of how, we had met. And I eventually did meet him at an event, and, didn't really think too much about this particular guy. He then later reached out to me to do a shoot, and honestly, it was amazing. The first shoot was great. I've done many shoots before, so I didn't discuss pricing or anything like that. It was an outdoor shoot. Didn't really worry too much about anything. I had the money to pay him afterwards, but he didn't accept it. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. I mean, I'm weird like that in the sense of I don't like to owe people anything, so I was just like, well, if there's anything you need, or if I can take you out to eat or whatever, that's kind of just my big thing. You don't even think anything of it, but I'll feed you. What I do. I like to cook, or if I can repay you anyway, I feed you. So
restaurant.
We'll talk about that later. But anyways, first shoot was perfectly great. Second shoot, contacted me again, and perfectly fine. Everything was great. There was no problems at all. And then the third shoot now. So afterwards, he's hit me up a couple times, got my pictures. We chit-chatted a little bit on Instagram or whatever, WhatsApp, but didn't really know this person too well.
Yeah.
The third shoot, he was shooting at his Airbnb, and had a makeup artist for me, so I had a makeup artist there, and just got the full shebang, and I was just like, okay, well, this is kind of cool. So it was just a dress, regular dress for one of the outfits. Now the second one was a lingerie piece. So I mean, there was other people there, so I wasn't really too worried about it or anything like that. And that's where I kind of got a little bit creeped out. I've always had this weird creepy element about it, just because of the approach of how he approached me on Instagram. It was hey, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of but it was during that shoot where I was feeling super uncomfortable, because that's where I could tell that he was doing the whole googly eyes, the tongue out, the, all this stuff. And I'm just literally I was wearing red, and I could just picture that my face was probably as red as what the dress or the outfit that I'm wearing, because I was honestly 100% uncomfortable at that time, right? But I was like, whatever, got through the shoot, no problems. I'm just like, okay, well, maybe this guy digs me. You know what I mean? It does happen, right?
You are.
No, just joking. So afterwards, walks me to the car. Everything's cool. Put my stuff away. Turned around. This guy just literally grabs my face and sticks his tongue down my throat. Yeah. So I'm like,
I need to hear that. Sorry, continue. I'm just joking.
Well,
I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
This isn't it's not going.
It's rolling. Yes, it's rolling. Don't worry about the numbers. Continue.
Oh, it's going.
Continue.
Yeah. So I mean, I was a little bit shocked.
Obviously.
But you know what, I wasn't, because I had actually, you probably don't want to hear this either, but I had two other people do the same thing to me within a 2-week time frame period. So in my own head, I'm like, does it say kiss me on my forehead? Does it say take my fucking face and kiss my face? Does it say that? Because I don't think that I let that off, but a lot of people do tell me that I'm a flirt. You know what I mean? However,
I don't have that problem.
I think that, you know what I mean? You shouldn't just grab somebody's face and stick your tongue down their throat.
No, yeah.
Especially my mother. No, I'm just kidding. okay. Continue with your
Right.
story.
So they're very surprised you too.
Yeah,
Throw some stuff in
obviously.
the car and turn around.
And they
Literally.
get-
But that's where a lot of the other situations were not a car situation, but similar caught me
Yeah.
off guard. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So, out of the three, I was just like, I haven't been, I haven't dated anybody. Who was the last person, the last person that I've dated. And it's been
What's up,
like
man?
11.
I know you watching right now. I can talk to you. I'm not gonna call you because you ain't answer.
He watches all the podcasts. Yeah,
actually?
what up? Yeah, he does. You know
Okay,
he
well, I'm
watches.
joking. I ain't call you. I ain't call you because I called you when I got dumped and your phone was off. That's your fault.
Oh shit! Big shout out going on to Love
It was probably
Jones.
5:00 in the morning, so it's my fault. Regardless, I'll call you soon.
Yeah.
Does he actually watch the podcast?
He does. He watched the
shit.
whole thing of all the most of the podcasts.
I'm pretty sure
he
I've
did.
talked about it.
You have talked about it. That's what he was telling me when
did he
about the
say?
podcast. Man, you call
Man,
him and you can
yeah.
talk to him
No,
about
what
the
did he
damn
say? Tell me
podcast.
what he said right now on the podcast. That way he can see what I learned.
Oh shit! But anyhow, but whatever. So yeah,
Hey
he
man, block the podcast from Toronto. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Continue.
I don't know. I was going through a phase. This was probably at the end of 2019, right? And then time goes on, and COVID hit, right?
Wish I had your bike.
This what did you say?
I said, wish I had your bike. Wish I had your bike.
Oh shit!
Either way, continue.
Are you talking about the motorbike?
Kawasaki Ninja Green.
Oh
Nice.
shit!
I should just post those pictures that I have. I still have them on.
Oh man.
Either way, continue with what you were saying. It was the end of 2019, end of 2019, beginning of 2020.
Yeah. So, weird situation. So COVID happens. I'm freaking out. I, don't have a job. I don't know, what I'm thinking. Like he was saying, you were going through a breakup.
I already talked about this. If you've seen the podcast, I'm pretty sure I've talked about it. I got completely ravaged, stolen from, cheated on, then abandoned, and then I had to drive my ass
She's probably watching
back
this
here.
shit too right now.
She did, and the funny thing is, when we were broken up a year later, a month before I met Rochelle, she hit me up and was like, she was like, oh. And she showed me because she watched the podcast because we talked. He said by accident, you were like,
of course, people
seems
that
like a
know
shy.
you.
He was like, seems like a shy, and then we all looked at him and we were like, what the fuck did you say? And then he was like, and then she sent me that clip.
Oh, she fucking
So-
sent you the clip, she cut that shit and sent it to you.
Well, yeah, but and that was just ridiculous.
Of course, people
That's
people
funny.
that know you
Yeah,
and
so
that you
people-
have this going on, they're gonna
Hey,
come on and watch.
everybody.
and see what you gotta say.
Everybody be watching what I'm saying. You know me, man.
Oh
Jaylin
shit,
January, man.
Jaylin January. Self-care Sundays.
That's the thing. People know me more for the podcast than they know me as a DJ.
Because they see your personality on here. You know how much people want to.
Well, that's why I started it.
Because you wanted people to see.
Yes,
your
because I wanted people to know
5 minutes later.
active and they're doing things. I don't know what I was talking about.
A few moments later.
Outlet and to be able to have you on it and to be able to talk and tell things about certain people that need to be exposed and stories that people don't get to see and things like that.
Right. You know what it boils down to me, and it's like I'm not trying to expose people.
Well, not
and I'm not
expose,
trying
but,
to cause I'm not trying to cause harm or anything. I just sometimes want to know why I meet some shitty fucking people that come into my life.
Yeah.
I have been in this city. I have lived in this city. I have grown up in this city.
Yeah.
And I have this many people that I can rely on out here.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I am sick of it. I have my wall is way up high now. And I feel like that sometimes, just like how you have businesses and they have a rating system, that people should have a fucking rating system. Because I am so tired of wasting my time with people. Do you know what I mean? And the one thing that really bothers me about the situation that had happened there, in 2020 is I was going through a lot of shit, and it was nice to have somebody, you know what I mean, to chit chat with, and a creative person to get to know, and to, you know what I mean? You don't know where things go. Nobody can predict anything about anybody, right? And we were kind of thrusted into this weird situation because the guy didn't live here. Like, he didn't live here. He worked up in Fort McMurray, so he'd come down for a few days, and you know, he would usually he'd rent an Airbnb, and he's like, hey, I can give you some money, and you know what I mean, is it cool if I stay here? You know, in a million fucking years I would not let somebody in this house.
Yes, especially after my situation. Well,
I mean, I didn't really, that was your situation, but like for me, I'm the breadwinner of this home. Okay, I pay all the bills here, right? So for me, I've always paid everything. Nobody has helped me. Not with one utility bill, not with one mortgage payment, not with one fucking nothing. And when Corona hit, now I don't have a job, I don't have these gigs and stuff, I was scared. You know what I mean? I was scared. I was lonely. You know what I mean? There were so many different aspects of it. Like, I let my wall down for like a second, and I allowed this person to come into my home. And he not only betrayed me, but he just did me so dirty in a way that, like, I can't really explain to you how it affected me.
Well, it's because of how your morals and values are about letting people into your home.
I don't let people into my house. Like, you know what I mean? Very, very few people, because it all goes back to like this many people who I have that I trust. And I've let people in the past in here in my home, and they've done me dirty too. Or done me wrong, or screwed me over, or stabbed me in the back. And, you know, there comes to be a point where you're just like, who can I trust? Do you know what I mean? And especially with a guy. To let like my heart and my feelings, and to actually like, okay, let's give it a try, you know what I mean? And you tell somebody like your problems, your insecurities, the things that upset you, the people you don't like, the things that you don't like, the problems that you face, so they know you now, okay? Like, so they know these aspects, they know these things about you. So you open yourself up to a person. And that dude, Marlon, was like one of those guys that I feel like he gets to know you, right? So he'll get close to you, he'll get to know you. But as I started to get to know him, my face would always be like, what? Huh? Like, and I used to say to him all the time, why are you like that? Why would you do that? Like, a petty fucking guy.
I remember there was some petty shit at the very beginning before I even came back here. I was in Vancouver, and you were talking about how you were talking to this dude, and I was like, well, seems like a loser.
Yeah, you did. Jay never liked him from the get-go.
From the get-go, this guy's I can't even say this guy's a fucking loser, but like, if I ever see him in the streets, it's done.
Oh,
I haven't seen him yet. I thought I saw him the other, like, 3 weeks ago. I thought I saw him at the park.
Oh boy.
I knew he wouldn't try that shit. But either way,
nah, he's scared of you. Why you think he never came back to, not you, but like he knows what he did was wrong. I feel like he knows what he did was wrong, or else he would have came back to get his motorcycle.
Hey, Kawasaki Ninja.
Why would you leave a fucking how much
$15,000 bike?
Why would you leave that? Are you scared? Like, I have grown ass sons, so you want to come here, you want to fuck me over, and later on I'll get into the story because I can't divulge exactly the details of
we'll
what.
Have you back, we'll get it on. We'll get it done.
I want to divulge all the details of what happened, but all I'm gonna say is that, like, you know, it was a very hard thing for me to digest with everything that was going on, and to have somebody kick me in my face, literally, is what it felt like after we've welcomed them into our home. You know what I mean? And I don't think I've met somebody like that before. So that's why it hurt me so bad. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what did I do?
Well, you didn't do anything. It's just the type of person that they are. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I realize that.
You think I don't feel like that too every time I end a relationship? where I'm like, what did
Well,
I
we all
do?
feel like that
Of
when
course.
and I'm not calling it a relationship.
No,
I
but
wasn't
you
in
didn't
no
have-
fucking
you didn't have
relationship.
a relationship.
Like
but
to
for
me,
it was a different
Okay.
thing. For you, it was a different thing. For you, it was a tenant, and it was something where you
I
didn't
didn't know
you
this
had
guy,
a
so no.
relationship, but
Can
it
I?
wasn't a relationship of like that. It was
No.
everybody.
Can I tell you what it was?
Sure, everybody has relationships. Me and Dylan have a relationship of a friendship. You know what I'm saying? You and Janet have a relationship of a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has relationships if you deal with somebody.
Of
It doesn't
course.
necessarily have to be dating
No.
or this, that, and the next. You
We
can
were
be
in a
involved with
right,
somebody.
right. So you're in a phase because like
So we talk
I
about
didn't
ourselves.
know the guy. You know what I mean? So for me to not know somebody and have them move in my home and like whatever. First of all, like COVID was doing crazy
That's
shit.
the
Like
problem.
who the fuck would do that shit? I wouldn't even introduce a guy to you
Yes.
guys until I knew him in and out thoroughly. So this was like an experiment almost in the sense of like, okay, this guy comes in and I get to know him, and every time I'm like,
The fuck?
what the fuck? Like as
I
you get to
remember
know him, I'm just like, this
it
guy's
was-
fucking weird, yo.
It was fucked
I
up
feel
because-
weird vibes from him all the time. Like he does sneaky ass weird shit.
Well, it was fucked up
Yeah.
because I'd have conversations with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd have conversations with you, and then I'd be like, this guy's a fucking retard. And then you would talk to me about how he was just a fucking idiot. And I'd just be like, yeah. He talked to me. He is a fucking idiot. And I would have to explain to him things that I went through in my 23-year-old relationship, or 22-year-old relationship at the time, that I like got out of when I was broken up. Obviously,
Right.
I was like telling him things that I was like, well, this is what I learned through my relationship. Why the fuck are you not
Dude,
privy
let
to
me
this?
tell you, a person like him, okay, obviously, didn't grow up with any kind of love or, no brought up see. You know what I mean? I feel like he grew up babysat at a screen. You know what I mean? Like
Right, watching TV.
just watching TV, or let's just like he was so into the screen of everything. You know what I mean? Like
The display resolution.
that's what you call it.
Well, how good it looked on the screen is
Right.
what that is.
But like he's the type of person that finds out what you're about, who you like, who you don't like, and then he becomes friends with your enemies. And then he goes and works with them.
Oh.
That's the type of person that he is. And who does shit like that?
Yeah.
Who does shit like that? Who finds out, you know what I mean? Like goes to, oh, she doesn't like this person. Then they
Let me go
hit
work
them
with
up
them.
and let me go work with them.
That's like if
Who fucking
You know what
does
I'm
shit
saying?
like that? And that's just a vague example,
Yeah.
You guys will hear the whole story when the Netflix series comes out in a few years. You're going to have to wait on the whole story because, there's other characters that are involved that I'm not going to bring their name in yet because
We
I'm going to
can call them
give
what they are,
I'm going to
right?
give people opportunities to call me and to fucking apologize to me.
Okay. Before we call them the name.
Before I fucking call every motherfucker out that done me wrong, because
Yeah.
2022, guess what?
I feel like we like not now, but at a certain point, once your timeline for that, like once the sand has run out, it is time to say their names. You come back.
You know what? And this
don't
is the
say it
thing.
now.
I'm not
You
going to
gotta-
say the names of people, but
You
my
can say that. You
one
can say
thing
what you
is,
wanna say.
if I can go back again to this dude, is I know that it can't
We already
just
said his
be
name.
me. It just can't be I'm the only one that got fucked over like this. I know there's
know
other.
it is.
I know there's
Yeah.
other
Because
people.
you know there's other people. You've had
There's
a story.
way,
You've had a story
yo.
from the beginning of when things got fucked over, from when you figured out, oh, this guy's.
Well, that's when I'm just like, huh? I go to an event. I go to an event, right, with him one year or that year. And I run into this one girlfriend of mine, right? So I go and stop and we're chit-chatting for a minute. He puts out his hand like this and she just stares at it like this. And I'm looking at like what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's just looking at the hand like this and looking at him like, you really gonna put your hand out to me? And I didn't know what the situation was. He moves his hand and walks away, and I'm like, I wonder what happened here.
Right.
Well, I found the backstory afterwards. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's when I was like, this guy he's out here just fucking
jumping around.
Well, not even jumping around, but he's fucking people, screwing
he's
people over.
People's lives, fucking them over in certain ways. And then
it's disturbing.
And then moving around, and he's a pedophile.
I don't know for sure, but that's what we call him around here.
That is what he is. No. That is what he is.
He likes young girls. Yeah, for sure he likes young girls. But I mean, all guys do, though. Trust me. All guys in their 40s like a fucking 20-year-old. Because you know why? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because a woman my age, they can't handle a woman my age. A woman my age, I want to do things.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I want to go places. I want like a nice home.
You have to have
I want a porch. I want to do shit. You can get a 20-year-old and buy her a fucking purse.
And she's happy.
And she's going to suck your dick all day long. Guess what? And sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that,
okay.
But
we're on the Self-Care Sunday podcast. We're flagrant here.
Yo, I said that to him. And if you go look, that's what he liked. You know what I mean? He liked the 18, 16, 14-year-old people.
Let's get it.
So
yes,
to me, that's just my, I don't know that for sure, but I do know that that's what I feel the type of person he is. So maybe by having maybe having this conversation might save his ass from going to jail later.
No, but
because
if you're fucking 40 years old, anywhere above 35, anywhere above 28, and you're talking anywhere above 22, and you're talking to an 18-year-old, my guy, check your fucking self, because I'll come for you, because you're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, but 18 is legal, though. How are you going to say that?
I know, but
there's 60-year-old men with 18-year-olds.
I know, but and that shit still to me is weird. You don't think that shit is weird? That is a 50-year gap. And
it's a pedophile behavior,
and
though.
And it's pedophile behavior, and it happens, and it's things that are relevant in our world and our society today. And people think that they're regular. They're not regular. You're fucking with a 14-year-old. You're fucked up. 16, 17, 18 and a half. That's still fucked up. As a 24-year-old, I would never talk to a 20-year-old. I would never talk to a 21-year-old. I would never talk to a 22-year-old. No,
why?
In my opinion,
they're too young?
They're too young. They don't understand. Our generations are completely different.
Yeah, but the younger guys like the older one, though.
I would. Here's the thing. I would talk to somebody 4 or 5 years older. Because I feel my soul is 4 or 5 years older. But the thing is, that's how I was raised. But because even as I talk to 24, 25-year-olds, 26, 27-year-olds, they are out of my range of maturity. I don't want to be with a 30-year-old or whatever, but I need to find the person for me that is at the same maturity level.
No, you need to find yourself first before you find that person.
That's what that is without a doubt.
Right.
And that is to come if I'm ever talking about relationship in terms of that type of stature. Because at this age, as I'm going forward, it's either alone or together. So there is no, you know what I'm saying? It's either now I'm done and I'm going to figure it out, and in my late 20s, if I find somebody, that's that. If not, sorry.
Well, I do know that it's like a lot of young guys like the older women, because that's what all I get hit on is like, I can't talk to you. You're like 22. You're 23. You're 20. Like, seriously, that's what happens.
To some motherfucker that's 23.
You think I'm going to bring, and then my kids are going to fucking pound you.
Summertime come.
No, but again, going back to, I just wish that people came with some form of a rating system, you know? This guy is a pedophile. This guy likes, you know what I mean, young girls, 18-year-olds.
He's taking pictures of girls my age.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jay's the one who even kind of, you did tell me, you're like, Mom, this guy's Instagram, like, he follows like all this young kids.
Weirdo. I never liked him from the jump. And I just used him for his fucking computer and all his fucking camera and his video and shit. He's a fucking loser. And I'll say that out loud.
You know what? This is just too much time on him personally.
I know what
you know, and you know, there's a great publicity here for him. Yeah. And
Hopefully
hopefully at the
able to
end of the
cherish that
day,
and move that
you know
on.
what I mean? Look me into my eyes and tell me what you see. I see a creep, personally. That's what I experienced with this person. And some of the other people, I guess, like, unless I get an apology or whatever, you know what I mean? And even
It'll
still
be time,
then,
dog.
I
It'll be time,
still
dog.
even...
We're still gonna talk about what you did, even if you apologize.
Well,
Let's
no,
make sure-
he can't. There's
no,
nothing.
not him. I'm talking about
There
the other
is
people. I'm
nothing.
talking about the other people. I'm talking about the
Oh.
other people. Even
In
if
association?
you apologize, we're still gonna talk about the shit that you've done. That shit is
Still a
history.
track on your record.
Shit is history. It's like if you get expelled or you get you cheat on a test in school. That shit's still on your record. We're gonna look at it, or your criminal record. You know, this is your friendship record or your lifestyle record.
I just don't want to work with people who are like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I want to work with actual creative people. I don't want to work with creeps. I just don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to endorse
it's
anything
just-
of his either.
this is all
because I'm disgusted. It's disgusting.
A lot of it is fueled from him posting the recent video,
Yes.
and which is foul. I do agree with that
Mm-hmm.
because of the relationship that you have. But a lot of this is fueled from that. So motherfucker, you brought this.
You
upon
brought
yourself.
this on yourself. I don't know
You know,
why.
I don't know
It was
why.
literally, I'm going through my own
Literally.
healing process, right?
2
I've
years.
gone through it. I never said a word about this. And then all of a sudden yesterday, I was just like, why the fuck
Press.
would you put up a video of someone you done dirty? Why?
Yeah.
Literally
Like,
the
tell me,
dirtiest.
like, what would you do? Why would you do something like that? I just want answers as far as like it's a horrible video too. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just like a sample shot. So to me, it's like some kind of a
jab.
it's some kind of a jab or like, hello, did you forget that I'm here? You know what I mean? Or something. And like, motherfucker, I see so many people working with this guy. And I've talked to, like I said, again, numerous girls who I've met throughout that have told me
The same
fucked up and
experience.
weird stories about him. Do you know what I mean? A girl who shot a fucking music video for 3 days and said she wanted one little thing changed and he blocked her. Never even fucking gave her the content. You cannot, as a videographer, as a photographer, especially you're doing free shit. You're fucking up the business for so many other good people
free-
who are trying to charge
Doesn't
money
matter what
for
industry
your
you are.
free products that you're doing for all
free
of these
shit.
girls. You know, these young girls who just want content for their TikTok and all this other thing and reels and shit. You know what I mean? And you're screwing over actual creatives, like artists and singers, not meeting deadlines and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
why would you do that? And that's
Fuck
why
me
I'm
over
going to tell
for a
you.
lot of music videos you're supposed to shoot.
And I'm going to
fucking
tell
pussy.
you, when someone says something is free, you best believe it ain't free. Okay? You best believe it. It's in some way, shape, or form, you're paying for that. Even if it's some fucking whack off videos or whatever that you're producing. You know what I mean? Trust me. That's what it is. At the end of the day, nothing is free. Okay? In this world, everything has a cost to it. And sometimes, guess what? You fuck with the wrong people. Like, maybe you shouldn't have talked to me. We should have kept it at high and you could have kept it moving. And this shit would have never came out.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's not a good look.
Because you're a fucking pedophile, bro.
It's not a good look. But let's end that.
Yeah, that's where we're going to end the podcast.
Right? Let's end that because, you know, I didn't know that we was going to go so deep into
We
that
had
like
to.
that.
That's okay. We'll see where we take out. Dylan will fed it and he'll tell us at the end of the day. You know, maybe you might not want this part in there, but regardless, I think it needed to get out. Regardless, for you to get it out of your system. Also,
I don't know if you want to touch on
Tell me.
this other thing. I know you posted a while back on your Instagram. You had this big folder.
Mm-hmm.
There's people you were coming after. You're like, oh, you're.
Cancom.
Cancom.
Oh, yes.
Real
If you wanna
quick.
Real
talk about
quick,
it.
I'll touch.
You want to get a clip that way we can clip it out and we can use
Yes,
it
for
some footage.
sure. So Cancom, Industries was a company that I invested in back in 2009, I believe. And I basically took my life savings, which wasn't a lot of money, like in my RSPs, and I invested it into this company. And just last year, they folded and they claimed personal bankruptcy. But I knew these guys were crooks from the get-go. Like, I just had a feeling for a long time. But my mom went in on this investment. She stayed in it for like three years, I believe, and she pulled out because she had remortgaged the house to like put money into this thing. Now, because she got all of her money back, I just figured, I'll just keep it in, I'll just keep it in. Things are good. 2019, I was due back to get my money, and they send me a letter, and they're like, oh, you have to wait 6 months. I was pissed about that because I was waiting for this money to transfer it to my other financial advisor. And 6 months was at March 2020. So COVID lands, and the guy's just like, oh, nothing's moving right now. Everything, the world, what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
Like we were in unprecedented times. I don't know what's gonna happen.
That was 2020's.
That was the
bro.
lie.
Unprecedented
times, and we don't know. Nothing's moving right now. So after a lot of phone calls and stuff like that, like I knew I was going to get my money. This guy was just like, just trying to fucking screw with me. And yeah, so they ended up claiming personal bankruptcy. And we found out recently they have left the city because they were receiving a lot of death threats and lots of people. So $21 million in investors' money that they took off with. And a few of them.
I'll give you the pictures of it.
Yeah, I'll give you the pictures and stuff. But Yuvraj is the one. Yuvraj Verma is the one that stole my money. He was the one who I was interacting with. I know there's two other guys. I can't remember their names at the time, but I have their names and everything. Apparently, they've going to Toronto or wherever. So right now I am in the midst of kind of doing my own little investigation, talking to people, seeing how much information that I can get together to maybe pass through to like a W5 or CBC News or get like a real investigator on it, because I feel like there's enough money that they scammed.
$21 million is a lot of money, man.
And a lot of old people that lost everything, that,
seniors,
talked about suicide and talked about, like I had like some money in there, but I can still, like, to me, it's like, okay, whatever now, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get the money back, but at least I wasn't in my 70s and lose everything and remortgage my house.
And you can't make it back. Yeah.
And you can't make it back. What would you do?
What were you going to work? Yeah. Where are you going to work? Exactly. What are you going to do?
There's people that would want to just take themselves out.
Yeah.
So I really feel like the story needs to get out there. I think that shame is the best way to do it. And this is the great thing, right? This is the great thing about these podcasts and stuff, is that freedom of speech, you know? Yeah. Sometimes these things can go far and you never know who hears it. And maybe it will stop them from setting up shop somewhere else and doing this to other people, right?
Yeah. We'll definitely clip this part out for sure and have every single tag and every single thing on it and post it on. I mean, like, you can use it to send it to CBC and all these places too.
Yeah,
and, like,
so
you know what I'm saying? So
I just want to get as much information, and if there's people who have been screwed, contact me. If you want to tell me your story, and if you're in the city, because I do know that it's like Canada wide.
Yeah.
That people have been invested in this. So that is my thing. And this year, be afraid. Be very, very afraid, because I really don't give a shit anymore. I've been in COVID for 2 years. I fucking have, lost my senses, lost my mind at times.
Watch the last podcast to this podcast,
and like maybe you wouldn't have thought anything because you saw me on Twitch or you saw me on live and you thought everything was well, but sometimes you don't know what hides behind, right? Especially everything that people are going through. And like I said, the situation that had happened with everything in 2020 and the last thing with Marlon was just like the last kick in my gut that,
kick-started this era of your life.
Yeah, and you know what? it's great
We didn't
to
even
see.
get to talk about Belize, but you know what?
Next
It's
time,
next
yeah.
time and all that stuff. So
No, it's
there are good parts of this era. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course there
Yeah,
are.
by the
I was
way.
like super busy and things turned out to be great. And I
Great.
feel like 2022 is going to be
even greater,
even better. But this is
100%.
my thing, because always go where the love is.
Yes.
Right? And I've been saying this. Always at least try to be the best version of yourself every year that you can be. Try not to let these people taint you, because I wanted to do some heinous things. Do you know what I mean? To people. I really did. These thoughts that were coming in my head, I just thought, fuck, do I need to go to a mental institute, or like, do I need to go to a therapist? Like, what do I need right now? Because I was so angry and I was so upset about not just that, but so many things and factors that were going on. But you know what I mean? You have to always try your best to just become a better person and not let these things harden you and make you so bitter. Yes, my wall is very high now, and I feel really sorry for the next guy that I'm going to end up
But
maybe
that
talking to.
That is the
But
best part of it. You learn things. Every relationship, you learn something.
you learn something,
something about
right?
yourself.
Everything. It's either, what is it, a blessing or a lesson.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
So take
One or
it
the
as it
other.
is, and you know what?
We'll leave you.
Go where the love is.
We'll leave you with that. Go where the love is. It's a blessing or a lesson, and you hit the right one, just like that. Clue bomb dropping on them.
Yeah.
And just like that, we're done, ladies and gentlemen. We went a little over time, but obviously we had to get the
Much needed.
much needed
The much needed shit.
expressions out, and you know what I'm saying? It's just clear the air, because there's a lot of heinous shit going on out there in Edmonton. I see it still, and I just wanted to stop. So
Oh boy, this is when you have some overprotective sons like I do. You better come with your P's and Q's when you step to their mama,
I swear,
because I got some two big boys that's gonna come. You know, so
Don't let the biggest one come. He went to jail already.
No. Don't say that. Don't say that.
We've already talked about it. It's okay. The
Does he know
podcast-
you talked about it?
It's okay. The podcast people
Oh
know.
shit. Shit.
He'll be on the podcast soon enough. He'll be on
You
the podcast.
gotta get your brother
soon
on
enough.
there and maybe talk to him
Hey,
about
man.
that. You
Hey,
know.
Ian and Markel both have to come on here. That's the thing. It's a package deal.
Right.
already
Right.
talked
Why,
about that,
Ian
but
went to
either way-
jail too?
No,
Oh shit.
but he
His
it-
mama and dad will beat his ass.
Yeah, for real. It sure would life, man. Or either way, regardless, we're getting too off topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
DJ Game,
Till
Mother.
next time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't say my name like that.
Okay, bleep it, man.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.